Here's the second piece of the flywheel. It is about setting and communicating the priority. And I say it like that, the priority, because there should only ever be one. Now, I'm not saying that there shouldn't be projects and work and tasks and objectives that all feed into it. However, there should only ever be one, and you can get as high up as you need to sort of ladder up in order to get to the one priority. But it's really important that you identify and communicate the one priority, because it is the unifying thing that will keep your team working well together. So how do we do that? Well, the first thing might be that you might need to do a bit of a why exercise. So I've seen this referred to as 5 whys, but I recommend you do why as many times as you need to. So ask, why are we doing this? And then when you get to the answer to that, why are we doing that? When you get to the answer to that, why are we doing that? And then the answer to that, and go up again, why are we doing that? And the purpose of this is really to get to the core of what you're doing. So, for example, in the last employed role that I held in higher education, I worked in the team that was responsible for UK student recruitment, international recruitment, marketing, PR, internal comms, and alumni relations. So, a seemingly disparate group of teams and objectives. However, when you start asking the 5 whys, we can get up to the fact that actually the responsibility and role of that directorate was to make the university look good. So build a really strong reputation for the university. Now, I hear that you, as potentially an early or middle manager, might be thinking, well, but that's not for me to do, Fiona. I would argue it is for you to do, and I really encourage you to reframe your thinking about your early and middle management role as a leadership role, because as soon as you have people reporting to you, whether they are student ambassadors or managers themselves, part of your role and responsibility is to help those people to stay on track and to be delivering whatever it is that needs to be delivered, so that they are playing their part in moving the institution forward. And so it is so beneficial for you to know what the priority is, to outline it clearly for them, and then to communicate it to them often so that they can be using it for helping them to decide what things they should be working on. So if you've got 3 things in front of you to do, which one is the thing that will help you to make progress towards the one priority? Do that one first and everything else next. The other thing is, for you as the manager, it can be really beneficial once you've got that one priority to use it as a filter for yes and no when you are being asked to, either yourself or for team members, to support on additional work and projects. You can ask yourself the question, does this thing contribute towards achieving the one priority? If yes, great, it's an easy yes. If no, then you're going to need to do some digging to establish, can you say no? If you can say no, go for it, push it back. If you can't say no, then you might need to be having a conversation with more senior managers or stakeholders about what else is happening and the impact that will have on your one priority. So we're always trying to bring it back to, what impact does this have on the one priority? If we start doing these, inputting into these projects, what does that mean for the one priority and our ability to actually push it forward and to be contributing to that bigger mission? You can also, by reframing your understanding of your role as a manager into a leadership position, is you can start to think about leading upwards. And this is really key, where you have a manager who's either very much more senior to you and distant from what you do, or somebody who doesn't have a background in what you do, when you are crystal clear on what your one priority is, then you can help your manager to think differently about the work of you and your team in contributing to that one priority. And that's what I refer to as leading upwards. So where management is about helping people to know what to do and potentially how, leadership is helping people to know what to think or how to think about something, then leading upwards is helping your managers and senior leaders to know how to think about the work that you are doing and how it contributes to the one priority. Then you can also use the one priority to make agreements. So as I said, where you're using it as a filter for your yes and no, you can also use it as a way to make agreements. So, for example, let's say your manager comes to you and says, I need you to work on this project. And you say, well, I've considered that doesn't really help us move on our one priority. Then you can use it to just set those agreements rather than having expectations, and check out, what does your senior leader expect or think that you should be doing, and then make an agreement on that basis. So you can say, well, if I take on this project, it means I won't be able to deliver this other thing, and therefore our one priority isn't going to move as far forward as you might hope. Make an agreement about what is being delivered by whom, when, and what knock-on impact that has. And all of a sudden, things get a lot clearer for you and for your senior manager. I also really encourage you to cultivate the belief that a significant part of your job is to keep your team focused on the one priority. Because by doing that, as I talked about a couple of videos ago, you're keeping that flywheel going. You're really reinforcing that this priority is the key. This priority is the key. This priority is the key. And keep everybody on track and moving along and not getting distracted. Know what the priority is. Repeat it often. And then in the next video, we'll be talking about values, which is about the how. So how are you working personally and as a team to make progress towards achieving your one priority? All right, I hope you enjoyed that one. If you did, please would you like the video? Thumbs up, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.